Hello defense aspirants, I am Swati Sheth, a 2 times recommended candidate for the NCC Special Entry and the JAG entry from Team Alpha Lead. All of you might be preparing for your SSBs, your written exams and to get into the defense forces, and every time you do your preparation you hear the same word again and again, that is SSB. Now what is SSB? What happens in an SSB and how many days is it conducted for? In today's video, I will be answering all these questions and we will be cracking the SSB interview. Now, SSB, that is the Service Selection Board, is a 5-day residential personality assessment to identify the officer-like qualities. Here, this is basically done to check if a candidate has the mental, physical and social stuff to lead the troops. Most of the assessment will be done to check the 3 main pillars of assessment, that is the manasa, which is your thoughts, the vacha, which is your words, and the karmana, that is your actions. And these are the things which are mainly assessed by the psychologist, the interviewing officer and the GTO. Now coming to the day 1, that is stage 1. In your stage 1, you will have to undergo 2 different tests. This is a filter stage where 60 to 70% of the candidates are sent back home on this day. The first test on this day is the OIR test, that is the Officer Intelligence Rating Test. Under this, you will have to solve an aptitude-based question paper which will have both verbal and non-verbal reasoning questions where your speed and accuracy will be tested. After this, you will have to undergo a test PPDT, that is Picture Perception and Description Test. Under this, again this test is divided into 2 different categories. The first one is your picture perception, where you will be shown a picture for 30 seconds and later the screen will go blank and you will be given 4 minutes to frame and write a story on the picture which you observed. Later stage, once you are done writing this, you will be sent to a separate room and divided into a group of 15, and there you will have to narrate the story which you have written for 1 minute. After the completion of narration of all the candidates in the room, you will later be asked to start your group discussion. And once the group discussion is done, the basic purpose of the group discussion is to arrive at a common story or a concluding story. And after the group discussion, one person will be selected to narrate the group story after the discussion. Now, after day 1, only the screened in candidates can stay in the board and rest of them will have to move out on the same date. Now coming to the day 2 of your selection process. Based on your selection board, this test may be conducted on day 1 or day 2. Usually for the Air Force boards, the psychological test will be conducted on the day 1 itself, and for the other boards it will be conducted on the day 2. And in this, again as we mentioned before, your manasa, that is your thoughts will be checked. And psychological tests is a set of 4 different tests where the assessor will deep dive into your subconscious mind, where there is no right or wrong. It is just a mirror of your personality. The first test under the psychological test is the TAT, that is the Thematic Apperception Test. Again in this test, you will be shown 11 pictures, that is each picture will be shown for 30 seconds, after which the slide will go blank and you will be given 4 minutes to write a story based on your observation. And after 11 pictures, a blank slide will pop up, that is your 12th picture where you have to write a story of your own imagination. Later, the second test under the psychological test is WAT, that is the Word Association Test. Under this test, you will be flashed 60 words and each word will be flashed for 15 seconds. And in those 15 seconds, you will have to observe the word and write the first thing that comes to your mind. The second test under the psychological test is WAT, that is the Word Association Test. In this test, you will be flashed 60 words and each word will be flashed for 15 seconds. In the given 15 seconds, you will have to look at the word and write the first thing that comes to your mind. Your first thought, your first emotion when you see that first word has to be written in 15 seconds. The third test is situation reaction test. In this test, 60 real life situations will be given to you where we want to know how you respond to those, and the time duration for this is 30 seconds. So again, for this test you have to increase your speed and your accuracy. The fourth and the last test under the psychological tests is the self-description or ESD. Under this test, you will be asked to write what your parents, teachers, friends and you yourself think about yourself, and the time duration for this will be 15 minutes. Now coming to the day 3 and day 4. These 2 days will be your GTO tasks, that is group testing, where the GTO will assess how you function within a team and your leadership potential. Now, the GTO tasks are divided into 2 different categories, the outdoor tasks as well as the indoor tasks. Under the indoor tasks, the tasks basically include you speaking. The first one under this is group discussion, where the GTO will give you 2 different topics for the entire group to discuss, and the time duration will be 20 minutes for each topic for discussion. And the second one is a group planning exercise, where the entire group will be given a situation or an entire problem for which they have to come up with solutions. Later comes the outdoor GT. Under the outdoor GT, multiple tasks are lined up, and few among them are the progressive group task, the half group task and the final group task. Now, in these particular group tasks, you will have to overcome certain obstacles as a group. In progressive group tasks, as a whole group. In half group tasks, the group will be divided into 2 halves, and each half will have to perform the half group task. Later, the final group task, where that will be the last task under your GT, where again the entire group will have to do the final group task. Then comes the command task. Now this is the task where you are the leader and you get to give orders. Next comes the individual obstacles. In individual obstacles, 10 hurdles are provided to check your physical courage. And as the name itself suggests, this is an individual obstacles, though it is part of group testing. Next comes the group obstacle race, or widely known as the snake race, where the entire group will be given an obstacle which looks similar to a snake, and the group have to clear the obstacles along with the snake which has been given to the entire group. Apart from this, lecturate is also part of GTO tasks, where you have to pick a card and 4 different topics will be given, and you will have to choose one topic and speak for 3 minutes. Now moving on to the personal interview. Now this will range from day 2 to day 4, where each individual will be assigned a separate time to go and give their interview. Under this, a one-on-one conversation approximately of 45 to 60 minutes with the president or the deputy president of the board, who will be the interviewing officer. Next, under this, the main focus area here will be, the first one is the personal information questionnaire. Now it is a set of questions which you will be asked to fill right after you get screened in. Now a copy of your personal information questionnaire will be handed over to a psychologist, to a GTO as well as the interviewing officer. Now the basic questions of your interview will come from this personal information questionnaire. Later, some general awareness to check your current affairs and defense knowledge of the recent year. Then comes the military knowledge, and now you are trying to join the Indian Armed Forces, so obviously you should have some knowledge about the Indian military forces. Things like ranks, weapons, and also why you want to join. These kinds of questions can be expected. Now, pro tip for your interview: be authentic. The IO is trained to spot fake personalities instantly. Now coming to the day 5, the conference, the D-Day or the final judgment day. Now in this, all the assessors, the psych, the GTO, the IO sit together in uniform, where they discuss your performance and decide if you are recommended. In this, they will ask you to enter the room where you sit, and they ask you 1 or 2 basic questions about your stay and generic questions, and after that conversation you will be asked to move out, they discuss, and after this the results are announced and the recommended candidates stay for medicals. Rishikesh Chaitanya, a student of Alpha Lead Academy, secured first in overall order of merit, that is the CNS Gold Medal. Along with this, he got the silver anchor in first term and golden anchor in second term. He secured first in navigation and the certificate of merit. Along with this, he also has 4 gold medals in aquatics and water polo, 1 gold medal in sailing, certificate of merits in aquatics, and 1 bronze medal in BSR, the Inter-Academy Sailing Regatta. Along with this, Darsha, a student of Alpha Lead Academy, led the Platoon 14 in Naval Academy, won the Zamorin Trophy for AT25. She was the best all-round woman trainee and a proud alumni of the Academy. It gives us immense pleasure to share such proud moment with you. Now let me share something about our team. At Alpha Lead Academy, all the SSB training will be given by ex-assessors who have been experts in their team. The first one, Group Captain Abhinav Chaturvedi sir. He is a retired pilot in the Indian Air Force. He is the CEO and founder of Alpha Lead Academy. He is a qualified instructor, a DIPR trained psychologist who have held multiple SSB tenures and has also served as the ex-commanding officer of Air NCC Mysore. Next up, we have Colonel M.S. Surendranath sir, who is a retired army officer from the Brigade of Guards. He has served as the GTO in Prayagraj for the Indian Armed Forces. Next up, we have Group Captain Manoj Dayal sir, who is a retired officer of the Indian Air Force. He is a DIPR trained interviewing officer who is also an expert in his field and he has served multiple SSB tenures. Next up, we have Wing Commander Rajgopal sir, who has served as an officer in the Indian Air Force, who is a DIPR trained GTO and is an expert in his field, and he also has served multiple SSB tenures in the Mysore and Varanasi Selection Board. At Alpha Lead Academy, the one-stop destination for all the defense aspirants, we give training for the GT Ground, full site training, personal interview, a special personalized feedback. We have good dormitory facility, a student-friendly fee and discount for NCC cadets and wards of ex-servicemen. The best part for all the people who will be reporting to the 2 AFSB Mysore for their SSB, the dormitory and the academy is located just 300 meters from the selection board. You can WhatsApp us, call us, drop a text or mail us at the given address. So ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Enroll with us and be SSB ready. Jai Hind.